statement?
I have a statement. An opportunity is now given to those individuals who have requested to address the board on the request to renew the district's exemption from implementation of AB 2448 provision requiring that regional occupational centers and programs progressively serve an increased number of students with a specified timeline. And my first speaker is Ernest Kettenring.
Good try.
Kettenring.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Ernest Kettenring, Chair for Adult Ed for United Teachers Los Angeles. UTLA supported the district's waiver request on this issue last year for two reasons. One, we understood that Mr. Cortines wanted it, and we wanted to be supportive of his efforts to address structural issues in the district's administration of the program. And number two, we're well aware in UTLA of the problems that LAUSD has created for itself by becoming dependent upon the money from a secondary program to fund career tech ed for adult ed in the district. We wanted to give the district a year of breathing space to figure out how to deal with this fiscal challenge and to fashion a plan for career tech ed in adult education. We learned over the past year the district had no plan for career tech ed, not an obsolete plan or an outdated one, but none whatsoever. After this was pointed out by UTLA and the Career Technology Advisory Committee, they scrambled to put something in place. What they've done now is take the state's plan for the use of federal Perkins funds and tweaked it to create the appearance of a plan. Their effort has not been reassuring to us. As to addressing the issues of career tech ed and adult education, including the fiscal challenges that AB 2448 legislation presents with this change in funding, there has been no dialogue, no collaboration over the last year. Whenever UTLA has raised the issue, begun to ask questions, the administration has responded that the district receives a lower reimbursement rate, the lowest in the state, and attempted to enlist our aid in changing the state funding structure. However, none of our issues, none of our questions have been addressed. Now, after a year of non-collaboration, UTLA has again been approached for support of the district's request for a waiver from compliance from state law. As before, our inclination is to be supportive of the district in addressing its fiscal challenges. But after a year of non-communication and ever-increasing manipulation in DACE of funds to the detriment of teachers, students, and programs, we're hard-pressed to identify a basis for support of the district's position. Obviously, we would like it to be otherwise.
Thank you very much.
One of the things I'm concerned about is his statement. Were you here to hear that?
Yes, I was.
As a lack of communication.
We communicate with the union once a month at least. We have a meeting with them on Thursday. We have discussions about these issues.
Okay. That's, I think we have a responsibility to just make, and that's what I was concerned about. I do understand the inequity of funding, and I know what you're trying to do. I just want to make sure that the communication goes both ways from the district and from them, and we listen to them and we let them know what the situation is.
Under Article 30 of the current bargaining unit agreement, we have regular meetings and we have these discussions.
Board members, we have one more speaker, and that is Matthew Kogan. Welcome, Mr. Kogan.
Thank you very much. I think Mr. Morris is always striving to tell you there's the minimum communication, but I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Matthew Kogan, I'm the Vice Chair of the Adult Education Committee for UTLA. I attend the monthly Article 30 meetings. And just to give you a flavor of that, we began the year which they tried to only schedule half as many meetings, and we had to fight with them to maintain monthly meetings. They suggested that they be every other month. They were cut down from 2 hours to an hour and a half. Mr. Morris, though the Article 30 2 months ago was canceled because of Mr. Morris's some other engagement, the month before that, Mr. Morris didn't show up. He was there last month. He was there 45 minutes of an hour and a half meeting. The staff relations person, Jean Beatty, was not there. So they said they didn't know anything about the issues we'd brought up the meeting before, and we went over them all again. We wrote a letter with some of our concerns. It's been 3.5 weeks. We haven't heard back from them either. So yes, people show up across the table from us, but I don't think that's really communication. And needless to say, we would like to support adult ed in every which way. AB 2448 is a shock to us, and we would like to support it, but we are just not getting the minimum cooperation. We would like to be a part and work with the board and the school district to make the best system we can, but we need to be let in.
Great.
Yeah, I'd just like to, I'm on Matthew's time, I'd like to jump in. We had a meeting 3 weeks ago. I followed up the next day with a letter asking for clarification on 6 issues. This was one of them. I asked for a response within 5 business days, standard operating procedure. We haven't had any response yet. I went to the union. Our attorneys have advised us, well, the only thing we can do is file an unfair labor charge against the district. That's the state of communication and collaboration in the Division of Adult Ed between the union and the administration. We don't want it to be that way. We're highly supportive of career tech ed. You know, frankly, I'm a little bit torn on this particular bill. I usually like to follow legislative intent. Legislative intent is that 90% of this might be spent on high school kids. If we're not going to do that, we need to have a good reason. You know, again, we'd like to be supportive of the district's waiver. At the same time, 2 weeks ago, the Ledge Analyst's Office came out with a report recommending that rather than moving in the direction the district is wanting to go here, that the state accelerate the movement towards putting this in with high school kids. So we're swimming against the stream here, and when we're not swimming together and we're not working together, nobody's going anywhere.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Superintendent, we're going to look forward to hearing from you. Board members, we're going to move on. Oh no, let's take a vote. Any objections on item 15? Seeing none, so ordered.
Thank you.